Hey Samara Beauties, today I'm excited to have you join me for my latest tutorial. Don't forget to click the subscribe button to join our growing community on here. I'm going to be creating this clean smoky shimmery blue makeup look on my gorgeous client today, and I'm starting off by cleaning her face with wipes soaked in micellar water. I'm being super gentle with this process, especially around her immediate under eye area. I'm going in to moisturize her skin with the VitC Nourishing Gel moisturizer. I'm also gently but generously going over her immediate under eye area as well. She has a bit of a dry skin, so I'm going in with the Vitamin E Skincare Facial Oil to lock in the moisturizer I used earlier deeper into her skin. Before I go in with a primer, I make sure that all the skincare I applied had dried down into her skin. And with a flat synthetic brush, I'm applying the Yangabeauty Prime Matte Primer all over her face except her immediate under eye area. For foundation, I'm using the Hudabeauty Luminous Matte Foundation, and I toned it down with the Vitamin E Facial Oil that I used earlier. The formula of this foundation is a bit too heavy and matte for her skin type, so the oil will make it more breathable for her skin. I'm using my white glam cosmetics brush, and I'm using mostly patting motions to apply the foundation. I'm using a beauty sponge to push the foundation into her skin and smoothing it out as well. To bring back light and structure to her face, I'm going to contour and highlight. I'm using the Smooth Match Concealer from Yangabeauty in number 4 on a small flat fluffy brush, and I'm placing the product on her forehead, chin, cupid's bow, bridge of her nose, and under her immediate under eye area. I'm also using the patting motion for a fuller and smoother application. This will make blending this product out so much more easier. And I'm also dragging the concealer out towards her temple, to give her face a lift. And then I'm going to let the concealer sit for a minute or two while I go in to contour her face with the Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation in warm walnut. And I'm applying it around the perimeters of her face. I know the contour does not look like much, but trust me, it's there. The concealer has had time to get tacky and build more coverage, so I'm blending it out with the same sponge from earlier. Pro tip, my beauties, I make sure the sponge has an even but thin layer of the same concealer shade, so that way when I go in to blend, it will not lift the concealer on her face. I hope that makes sense. And I always start blending from the edge where there are harsh lines and then work my way in. I like to pinch my beauty sponge for precise blending around her nose area, and then I bounce my beauty sponge around for, that seamless blend. I don't know who needs to hear this, but makeup has no rules sometimes, so I like to use my Juvias Place lipstick in Soil as a liquid blush. This brush is dense but soft at the same time, and it applies my blush so beautifully, and then I'll just go over it with my beauty sponge. By the way, my client is such a happy soul. She was just so happy throughout our session. Moving on, for nose contour, I mixed equal parts of our foundation and contour shade, and I swiped the product into her brows for a more natural nose contour. So I just blend until everything is seamless. Now it's time to set all the liquid and cream products with powders, and starting off, I'm going in with the Merak setting powder in Curry to set her immediate under eye area. But first, I smoothen out the creases that may have formed in that area. And to set the rest of her face, I'm going in with the MAC Studio Fix powder in N9 on a big fluffy brush to set the rest of her face. And I'm also using the CoverGirl Ebony Bronzer to set the contoured areas on her face and also to add more warmth. And I'm just going over her cheeks, her forehead, and her jawline as well. And then to add more pigment to her cheeks, I'm using the Juvias Place powder in Bella to do that. So for the star of the show, which is the eye look, I'm using the Milani concealer in number 160 as the base, and I'm using a small buffing brush to lay the products down. I'm packing a matte black eyeshadow on her eyelid with a small flat fluffy brush, and I'm also going in circular motions to kind of help blend out the harsh line a bit, and I keep going back and forth until I achieve the pigmentation I want. To further blend out the black eyeshadow into her crease and slightly above the crease as well, I'm going in with a soft brown shadow on a small blending brush, and if you notice, I'm pulling on the skin of her brow bone upwards so the blending process is smoother and seamless. I was really careful working with dark eyeshadow so it doesn't leave the skin work and the entire makeup dirty, if that makes sense, so keep that in mind. I'm using the Yangabeauty gelato gel liner to tightline and smoke out her waterline as well. Just a gentle reminder, please like this video if you've watched up to this point, and if you found it helpful, it will really mean a lot to me. But to the star of the show, it is this Inglot Blue Shimmer. I'm going to have the name appear on the screen. It is so beautiful, and I'm just pressing it in to the center of her eyelid, and I want most of the pigmentation there, but I'm kind of also blending out the harsh line as I go. I'll come back to the eyes, but first I'm going to define and fill in the sparse areas on her brows with the browgasm pencil from Beautybydidi, and I'm using soft hair-like strokes to achieve a more natural look. I'm being very light-handed towards the beginning of the brow as well, and to set the brow hairs in place and to give it a feathered look, I'm going to set it with the Got2b brow gel, and I'm using the other end of my brow pencil to do that. I like to work smart, so I'm using this very small blending brush that I got from AliExpress to highlight the tip and the bridge of her nose before going in with the same brush to open up the inner corners of her eyes with a matte white eyeshadow. I really love to do this step because it kind of, gives me a very beautiful and clean look. Back to the brows, I'm cleaning and defining the brow bone with the Milani concealer in 165 with a precise flat brush. I got this one from P. Louise a while back and it still serves me. And then with a small buffing brush, I'm going to melt and blend out the concealer, and my focus is more on the harsh lines. And then I'll go over it with a big blending brush that I used earlier to kind of, blend out the harsh line a bit more and kind of marry it into the eyeshadow, so it kind of gives me a flawless look. For lashes, we're not sure which lash to go for, so I put 2 different lash styles on her so we could decide. You guys pause this video right here and tell me in the comment section which lash looks better and which one I went with. I'm waiting for your answers in the comment section. Anyway, I went in with the lash on the right because it complements the look better for me, but the one on the left, it's also good, but at the same time I felt like it was hiding all of my eyeshadow look. After I applied the lash, I asked her to blink a couple of times to make sure that the lash is comfortable and not poking her anywhere. She was enjoying our session so much and she loved how good she looked even though we hadn't finished. Anyway, I applied the second lash and she was saying it felt less comfortable. I adjusted it until I got a nod from her that it was good. So to finish up the rest of the face, I'm going in to use the Maybelline Master Chrome Highlighter in Molten Gold to highlight her forehead and the highest point of her cheeks, and pay attention to how I place the product on her, especially on her forehead, because I don't want her to look like she has a mirror on her forehead. Anyway, for the lips, I kept it pretty simple. I defined the lips with a soft brown lipstick, and for the center of her lips, I went in with a soft baby pink lipstick. She didn't want the lips so bold, and this combo is just perfect. It came out so beautifully. I also decided to make the lips glossy, and we both loved it. I always blend the natural lashes into the straight lashes with a mascara, so when my client looks up or when they have their pictures taken, nobody will be able to tell the difference. And you guys, I had to turn off the lights to apply the mascara on her lower lash, but look how good she looks without artificial lights. The makeup was looking so good in person and under different kinds of lights. So yes, that is what makes me the professional. Anyway, I set her face with a setting spray and we are done with this look. Thank you so much for watching up until this point. Please click the subscribe button and turn on your notification bells to get updates for more videos like this, and give me a thumbs up if you found this video helpful. Thank you guys for watching once again. I will see you guys in my next video. Take care and bye.